start now. Quick intro about Align, just so people know.
It takes all complex deals and puts them into one digital workspace that you can work with your clients on all aspects of the deal. When I say aspects, I mean all the content, all the proposal, decks, case studies, everything. You can put all the videos there, but also you can put all the people there, all the stakeholders from my team and from the buying team, the people I know about and the people I used to not know about. Because once you handle a deal using emails and Excels, I don't know who the email gets to, and I don't know where the presentation I sent 2 months ago, and I don't know what happens 95% of the time. Because when I'm not like exchanging emails or talking with a guy on the phone or meeting with him like once every month and a half, then I'm blind. Aligned helps you centralize everything, stakeholders, content, mutual action plans, even just next steps, everything into one link. Forget about the room, forget about the workspace. It's one link. The buyer needs to press one link and he has everything there. And anyone can see it, from his CRO to his VP sales to everyone involved, legal, everyone. So it just makes deals much, much simpler. It cuts down deal cycles by 30%. That's what our customers say. You find more stakeholders than you knew before. It helps you in every aspect of the deal. That's what our clients say. It makes sense, basically aligned. Makes sense.
How does it cut deal cycles by 30%? Is there like a specific problem you see it solving?
Yeah, the whole problem of multi-threading and the whole chasing after the client, things getting lost, things getting dropped, like balls getting dropped, everything is in one place. It's easier to keep the customer on top of the deal, and it's easier to see what's stopping the deal or what's holding it off. We have analytics, so you can even see if the deal is getting hotter or getting colder. And if it's getting colder, you can see that your champion spent this amount of time on that presentation, and you can devise a work plan on how to get this deal running faster. So yeah, it makes things much faster, easier. By the way, easier, when I say easier, I mostly think that I do is marketing online. I mostly think about the buyers. Sellers, they need to sell. Like, I want to make their life easier, but I want to make the buyer's life easier, and then it's easier to sell.
Makes a ton of sense. Mutual action plans helps the buyer, help the buy. So
everything, if the buyer doesn't need to remember where he saved the presentation you sent him like 2 months ago, that's already a huge value. I bought software. Everybody here, like everybody that will see this, has bought software at some point. It's not fun. Buying software is really, really not fun. So Align helps buying software to be easier and faster.
I actually like that a lot. Most sales tools is catered for the salesperson, but Align seems to be focused on the buyer and the buying experience.
Yeah, we are helping buyers. By the way, in the future, we will probably go after the buyers. But I already have a campaign in mind, but that's like, I need to hold up. There are things to do before that.
Topic for another time. Okay, so how about yourself? Quick background on you. I've been a writer. Yep.
Quick background. I have been a journalist. I am Israeli. Been a journalist for about a decade in various publications, print and digital. I lived in the States for 2 years, San Francisco, covered Silicon Valley for a major publication in Israel, and also opened my first business. That was 2009, a web video production company. I come from content, writing and creating videos. When I came back to Israel, I opened a content agency that became a digital marketing agency, catering mostly to clients from the high tech sectors in Israel, which is, there's a lot of it in Israel, mostly B2B, because almost 90% of startups in Israel are B2B. Makes sense. That's where the money is, even though B2C is usually more fun. Sold my company 3 years ago. I spent a year and a half as a go-to-market consultant for startups, and then decided to actually join a company and be a part of a team and one product and push one product every morning. And I like work with various clients, and that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half with Aligned.
It's amazing. Okay. And then we jump into the meaty topics about brand. What's your thoughts on brand? Or however, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I love brand. I love like the whole discussion about brand. I'm always for investing in brand. I think the market has really changed in the past years, especially in the past year. And what I find with Aligned is all the brand work we've done. We've done a lot of brand work, even though my goal wasn't brand. It paid off with signups to the product. We are PLG, so we're like, we need to get people sign up. It's bottom up. But we also have demo requests. Like if a VP wants to see the product, then obviously he can request a demo. So I'm looking at signups and demo requests, all the branding efforts, and we'll discuss this a little bit later. paid off signups wise, demo wise, ARR wise, pipeline. Um, investors, we are just before round A, and we can see that a major move we've done really helped us with getting a lot of interest from investors in Israel and in the US. Um, um, like employer branding, right now when we're trying to recruit someone, it's much easier than a year before. And again, it's not something that I said, let's do a marketing campaign. It'll be easier to get investors then, or it'll be easier to get like employers afterwards. Everything is derivative of the efforts we've done. One more thing that I've noticed, even the vibe within the company, the brand plays, or the more like things that are more general campaigns, they had and have an effect on how the team works inside. I can see it in the sales team. I can see what happens to the sales team after a campaign. So besides, branding, which is really hard to measure, we could actually see the effect, and there's no doubt that we saw the effect on from ARR to employer branding to vibe inside the team. So I for brand, I'm even more into let's change how we look at it and how we even call it. Because for me, it's more like working on trust, social proof, trust, whatever. So there's a lot of different words that are floating around, but I would replace brand with trust.
Right.
Because I want to create trust, and it's easier to sell, get signups, get demos, get ARR when your customers trust you.
I love that. Credibility is a new currency. Can you talk a little bit?
Yeah.
Good.
No, go ahead.
Can you talk a little bit more about the tactical things that you did to improve the brand and why you decided to do it? How did you know it worked? Yeah.
So we've been working. I come from digital. So we did a big digital campaign, like really in the beginning of the year to sort of officially launch, even though we've been in the market like for a year, but we've never actually gone out and said we're here. So we did a digital campaign, great video, people to promote it. But for the past year, we've been working with a few thought leaders and a lot of communities, and this has really paid off. Like right now, we're still working with different communities, each time a different community, but we do have the same thought leaders that we're working with. And last quarter in September, we did an event that's called House of Aligned, and we got 16 thought leaders that are very well known in the industry to come to Stinson Beach next to San Francisco for 2 days at an incredible resort, and we shot an incredible amount of content. And the echoes from that event, like we're a tipping point, and I admit that this is something that I wanted. We've at the beginning of the third quarter, we've talked about growth. How do we grow? And we looked at on the trajectory that we're on and said, okay, it's very nice, but how do we jump? How do we really grow? And I said we need like a big event or something that will be a tipping point. I didn't know what we were going to have. We need something. We need like a knockout punch that will show the market who we are or what we are, or just scream we're here. So this event came an idea from Daniel, one of our AEs, and then I jumped on it, and it was beautiful. Like it really was one of the highlights of my life. Because we had 4 parallel tracks of content creation. So for 2 days, I was running between like tracks, because here they're by the pool, they're filming YouTube shorts, like TikToks, but then in the main house, they're doing a webinar, and there's a live LinkedIn in the other house, and so I kept running around between everything. We had like 30 plus hours of content, but my intention was to have as much impact as we can before the event and during the event and the days after the event. We did it right before SaaStr. So our team walked around SaaStr with a few, by the way, of the thought leaders that were in the house that came into SaaStr, and everybody became like a group, like friends. So they walked in SaaStr, everybody saw them. So that was like another finale of the House of Lion, like
House
campaign move, or I don't even know how to call it, because it's not something that I imagined I would be doing at Alliance or ever. Like I love productions, I love physical productions. I'm like a Burning Man enthusiast. I was very involved in Midburn, the Israeli version of Burning Man. So I love productions, and this actually gave me a chance to put a little bit of Burning Man into Alliance marketing, like creating a very unique event.
That is really one of a kind, super unique. How did you come up with this? Like how you orchestrate the whole thing? What was the planning like 2 months before, 1 month before? How did you know what the setup would be?
Um, First of all, location. It's not easy to find a good location. Luckily, we found a great location with different spots and different houses where people slept, and everything was very unique there. It's a very, very unique place, like different themes to everything. And like the main house, like from the 20s, I think they had like an Oppenheimer room where the Oppenheimer used to sleep in. They had a Capone room. Like we found a very good location. We decided on the amount of people. We closed the people. Like we told them, listen, this is happening. Let's see, do you want it? We luckily didn't have to sell it too much because I think the thought leaders, you might call them influencers, content creators, they understood the value, and they knew each other. Everybody knew each other a lot even, but the max the maximum amount of time that they spent with each other was maybe at a conference where they saw each other, maybe went to lunch or dinner or anything. They never spent a lot of time together, and they never like created a lot of content together. So that was the idea that I tried to convey, that this is an opportunity for a physical meeting where you can create content together. This is something that doesn't happen, and this could create a shockwave, not just for Life, but for everyone involved. So we started with location, the people, and then the whole logistics, food. We had a private chef and like all the other logistics, and obviously the content program. We used Leslie. We got help from Leslie Douglas from Cellbetter. Was one of the invitees. He helped us with creating the content plan, which is pretty hard. You have 4 tracks, 5 slots a day. So it's like 20 different slots of things that need to happen. And like every hour you run to Amish, or you run to Jet, or you were there, you're at the pool. Where are you? They're waiting for you in the main house. And like, but that was a lot of fun.
How about the content in the content plan? How did you know what content to cover, what to talk about, what to shoot?
Excellent question, because we decided on a theme. We spoke about aligned and the value to buyers. So we decided on a theme after a lot of discussions of helping buyers buy. So we focused on exactly what we've talked about before, the buyers. We focused on helping buyers buy. We had one track about helping buyers buy. We had one track about technology, and another one about how to become the 1% of sellers, like how to become one of the 1%. And in that, we had a very structured plan of mostly short, because enough with the webinars. So we did live webinars and stuff like that, but I tried to do as many shorts as possible. Everything was planned. Everything was planned, but the plan also was, and I told that to everyone. I told them, listen, there's a very detailed plan. Now that we have a detailed plan, that we know every hour what's happening, now we can diverge and do. If we think of something cool or something else to do, now we can do it, because I believe that creativity even is easier when you have boundaries. Once you have boundaries, once you have the setup, once you have the plan, it's easier to think about other things, because worst case, if I don't think about something cool, I have a plan. I know what to do. Now my mind is at ease. I can be creative. I told them, I don't know, I think I estimate that we'll be able to cover between 30 and 70% of the plan. That's what I told everyone in advance. I told them, listen, this is the plan. 30 to 70%. That's my estimation. We did 90% of it. But the real magic happened between slots, or between what we planned. All of a sudden, I saw a few creators doing a musical like scene, and all of a sudden, Sarah Brazier does a short TikTok, like she's on a therapist couch talking about her sales experience, like, and a lot of things that weren't planned happened, and that's the magic. That was the magic.
Very authentic. And what would you say if you could quantify the impact of this event? I know it's hard. Still, you're probably still seeing echoes of it today.
So it's hard to say exactly, but I will say, listen, I came to everybody before and during, and I told them, not branding. I want signups. I want signups. This is my goal. 400 signups. This is my goal. I keep telling people, and I am not ashamed to admit that it didn't happen after the event. It didn't happen. We didn't get that amount of signups. We didn't get a lot of signups at all. So I said, listen, we knew, everybody who left that event knew something very special has happened. Really, really, every one of the thought leaders, creators, we all felt this was a very unique event. So there were no regrets, but I didn't exactly know the impact. The impact happened this quarter, because this quarter we saw a huge increase in the amount of signups and demo requests. And let's say with what's been going on in the beginning of the quarter, and like the intensity that we're on right now, we shouldn't have gotten what we have gotten in the past quarter. And even the two campaigns that we did this quarter. We did 2 campaigns on product features, not exactly features or things from the product deliberately, by the way, because we wanted to go from, hey, Aligned, I heard about them, it's a cool brand, and I don't remember what they do, to this is Aligned, this is what we do. So we did 2 campaigns on the product itself intentionally. They were a huge success. Last week we did a launch of the expert gallery. We took 10 of the thought leaders we already know, by the way, and have a good relationship with. Another branding impact that we have, like a few dozens of content creators that are friends of ours and that appreciate our brand. So we took 10 of them, we created templates, and we launched the template gallery. Each one created a video. It was the best day in Alliance history, signups and demos wise.
Wow.
And everybody got excited, and I told everyone it's very exciting. It happened because we had House of Alliance first. Like if this was before House of Alliance, we would have gotten maybe a quarter of what happened. So we feel the impact of House of Alliance, and I think we hear the clients talking in deals once you close them, and prospects. Everybody knows us, knows what we did. That's why the whole talk about branding is a little bit I find does injustice to the real impact, because then it's easier to say, you know what, this quarter let's not invest in branding, or this year let's just invest 15% in branding. I think the separation is not justified. If I go back to the trust thing I spoke earlier, trust is essential at every part of closing a deal, from the first initial contact and from prospecting and from for every touch point, even afterwards for retention and for customer success. So these brand plays help with ARR and retention and churn and everything.
So there was another topic you talked about. Was it the same thing as live events combined with digital? That's that concept, right?
I'm a digital person. I come from digital marketing. I used to have a digital marketing agency. I love digital marketing. What we did at House of Aligned converted me into the physical world, and now I understand the importance of people seeing your face, like live, spending time with people in live location. That's why when we're thinking about events and when we're thinking about whether or not to invest, even in flights, to go to physical events, I am for it, for the reason that it also cross-pollinates the whole digital. You cannot survive only on being digital. I mean, you can always do anything, but I feel the combination of seeing your face at live events is priceless once it's coupled with like a lot of digital work. So only digital, by the way, I found it in my past. I found that in a political campaign in the US, something local. We did a brilliant digital campaign. I saw results that I've never even seen in digital campaign, but the results in the election were much less than what we expected. And the reason is because we didn't have the physical aspect of it. You need to see the people physically. It helps with the digital efforts you do. So I do believe in the combination, and I believe in physical events. For sure, Align is going to keep doing it, doing very unique physical events, trying to do something, always trying to do things that are a little bit different, not not pushing it, just trying to be who we are. And I believe every person, every company, every brand is different. So I just believe in shouting it out, showing how you're different, not like forcing yourself to be different.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Warmly, by the way, when I look at warmly, I can see you. I can see you. I can feel you. And this, I think, is how brands, especially startups, need to work. I think you need to see the people in the brand or the company. And I can see you in warmly for sure.
Thank you very much. So when you say physical, you need the physical for people to see each other and the digital for the reach, or is it the physical creates an experience that the digital person sees as being physical? Like, how do you?
The digital always complements the physical. Like I'm always saying, if you do physical, then create content out of it. House of Aligned, I told everyone, listen, everybody spoke about how much content we're going to produce. I love content. I come from content, but I also think that content is like, it's like so easy to do today because easy. But again, I need only my phone camera, to create a video of 1 minute. And it's something that I won't be ashamed to, post on LinkedIn. It needs to be good enough. But this wasn't here like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, if you wanted to do video, even 3 years, then it's like a production and something big. So creating content, I feel, is not enough. First of all, it's important who creates the content. And again, I come to trust and influencers and all that. And the second, physical helps you get impact that you can't get anywhere else. We did something at House of Aligned that I knew beforehand was going to be the like most like that will have the best reach. We did the Wim Hof session, which is breathing and then dipping into an ice bath, which I love like separately. I did it a few times even before that, so I'm a huge believer in it and that experience of doing an ice bath. But cynically, as a marketing person, I knew and I told everyone, listen, with all due respect to helping buyers buy and being the 1% of buyers, and let's create a webinar about personal branding and all that. The most reach will come from people getting excited and shooting themselves in the ice bath. Of course,
Yep.
that was
100%.
that was it. And that, by the way, that teaches us another lesson that people are people. Even on LinkedIn, even on B2B, I would rather see people jump into an ice bath and like freeze.
Learn one new skill about having the top 1% of sellers.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
people are people. Exactly. We need to think. Obviously, I won't be doing an event that's only ice bath and showers and like fun because it's not interesting. But it adds a spice that I believe is great for the physical as well. By the way, it really like glued everyone together. It created an experience that everyone will remember for life. So and you can see that on LinkedIn.
It really is fantastic. It makes a lot of sense. The physical aspect is so the people there can connect, build strong relationships with each other, stronger brand affiliation with Aligned, and then also creates higher quality content. So that makes sense.
Exactly. High quality content, and it's hard to quantify, but I believe that I saw it. Once people that are creating content are more engaged, once they're together with each other, obviously the content is going to be much better, more interesting, especially with the content creators we got. The content creators in the sales community are like crazy. Some of them are really crazy. So we had like funny things and like interesting things and valuable things, and we had everything. So and that's, I think, is how you should create content. It wouldn't work with even all of them doing like video with one each other from far away. Just it wouldn't work.
15 Zoom squares.
So exactly. So I'm a huge believer in combining physical and digital right now. Yeah. I'm
Sense.
converted, by the way. I am converted. Like I used to be digital only, not first, digital only. Why waste time on physical?
A lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of effort, 20 people. It's like right now I'm saying it's completely worth it.
So what's the focus area for today then?
For next quarter?
Yeah, next quarter and beyond, how are you thinking about which growth channels to pursue, whether to do more physical events or
Same ones, doubling down. What we've been doing in the past year has been working. We are tripling down on communities, thought leaders, generating trust, showing our product, not forgetting to show our product as much as we can. So people, again, not falling into the trap of who is aligned. Wait, I know the name, I love them, I just don't remember what they're doing. So showing the product, but also creating trust. Trust.
what would be the big work streams for this?
Hard.
Okay, still deciding.
It's working with people. So it's really, really hard. You need like people to work with these people. Okay, you need a community manager to manage the workflows with this. It's not like performance marketing. It's not like PPC, which is easy, not easy, but which I love, by the way. I wish it would work for us. But that's like easy. You have somebody who's an expert on PPC on Google or on Twitter, on LinkedIn. That's what he does all day. He gets creative. He gets like copy. Let's mix things up. Here it's people. It's personalities. Communities is people and personalities, and influencers is people and personalities. It requires marketing skills that have not been around for too long. So it's something we'll need to build. It's not like the market is flowing with people who know how to manage B2B influencers. It's not existent. So a lot of the playbooks we'll need to write.
Got it. So right now it's about community building and leveraging the community of influencers.
I would love to build ourselves a community. I'm not sure it's going to happen in the first 2 quarters, maybe afterwards. But first is reaching out. I want to be everywhere. I want you to see me on your LinkedIn feed with this community, and tomorrow with that thought leader, and then another webinar, and then you'll see our product in the launch, and then I want you to see me everywhere. I want you to tell me in a month, Eyal, I've seen you with that guy and this guy. How did this work? How did that work? That's what I want.
Got it. Well, if there's anything else you want the viewers to know about marketing or your thoughts, love to hear it. Otherwise,
I'm sure there's still a lot of CEOs out there that think it's not the right time for branding, or let's not do branding, or I need pipeline, not branding, or everything. Branding. Always think about branding, but again, don't think about branding. Think about it as sales enablement. It generates trust within your target audience. Whatever you're doing, do the right things. Don't do branding that sucks. Create trust with your target audience. It will help you with everything from prospecting to churn, everything in between. So don't say anything bad about branding.
What's like this big line went from this to this in this time frame? Is there one statistic that I can showcase?
Lines grew. It's within 1 year, we generated 4 times more signups and demo requests, like leads, per month. 4 times that with 2/3 the budget from a year before. So the budget decreased by a third, number of signups and everything else grew by 4 times.
And
You're catching me at a very good time. Like really professionally, I'm really happy right now. I mean, there's a lot more to do, a lot more to do, a lot more things to try. We can do things much better. But at least right now, there's like I'm professional.
You're glowing. I can see it. You're riding the house of the lion.
It's everything. It's magic.